What happened?
Hey, shout out to Tiffany Calver.
That's going crazy.
What? Hey, Drake announced the tour today.
Oh yeah.
And she's the warm-up DJ. That is a look, you know, for the whole of the whole tour.
Cause that's a rude boy thing. You know,
Her and obviously he just put in the caption, yeah, boom, here's the tour. Obviously it starts like next month or the month afterwards. Boom, Tiffany Calver on the sound. You know what I mean? Tory Lanez on a warm-up thing or whatever as well. I'm not gonna lie, that is a look. She's come in to that hip hop show on a Saturday and just on a straight body thing straight away.
and that's got to be the energy for 2019.
That's the energy.
Start in January.
That is the energy.
Do you
Big
know
up
what?
Tiffany.
Calver started 2019 and 2017, and that's how you got to be. That's that energy, man.
Trust
Tiffany
me.
Calver, it's just gone mad, and that's what I rate her.
She's gone mad. Shout out to Sincere as well. But I was also thinking this, yeah. Why is there so much hip hop shows on a Saturday at the same time? Because obviously, Charlie Sloth's at Beats, right? He's on at the same time that he would be when he was on Radio 1, which is like 9 o'clock or whatever, which is the same time as Tiffany.
Yeah.
And obviously Westwood's on Capital Extra at the same time as well. So like those are the three, what would you say, aside from Semtex. Semtex does Friday nights, yeah, which was his original. That's another one as well. So you could say Semtex does the Friday night.
Yeah.
Kenny Allstar does the Friday night at the same time as well.
Yeah.
Like, what is it with these times and the hip hop shows?
I say this. See, on Saturday, I went to Paris. It was so sick. Everyone was there. I had such a good time. And do you know how many parties I went to on that same night? Do you know how many parties I went to?
How many?
I probably went to about 5-6 parties.
Serious?
And all the parties were the same, with the same types of people in it. But do you know what that meant? That meant that Fashion Week took over that night in Paris. That night in Paris is about Fashion
yeah, that
Week.
must have been lit.
So do you know what that means?
That must have been lit, though.
It was lit, fam. So do you know what that means on a Friday and Saturday?
What?
Niggas are taking over your radio stations and there's nothing you can
do
do
about
about
it.
it.
Fair.
You can go there, you're hearing our music. You can go there, you're hearing
Oh,
our
yeah,
music.
fair.
We run Saturday!
You know what?
Saturday!
Great, yeah.
Saturday,
great way of looking at
Saturday,
it. That's a great way of
Saturday.
looking at it. Because I was
Yeah.
like, what? Like, it's all the same. And obviously, like, that time there as well it's like a historical time because it's always been that time. Like, Westwood has been on the radio at that time for decades.
And do you know why as well? It has to be that time. Because on a Saturday we going out. And guess what you're going to listen to when you go out?
True.
Our music. So we're going to
True.
warm you up. So when you get to the club, you've already got your little practice dance on. Yeah. You're like, when I get to the club, mad thing. So I'm glad, man. That's like, we want to take over your weekends belong to us.
That's true. Yeah.
Or our weekends belong to you. Or vice versa.
So vice
whatever
versa,
it is.
Same thing. Either way,
It's our weekend.
it's our weekend. Yeah. Big up to all of
Calum,
them
why
still.
isn't the mic working?
Yeah, what is going on? Yeah, like, what keeps happening with that?
Can you pause for a sec while I try and fix this?
Should I just sit there? But then you're going to have to fix
Your
this one
mate
eventually
is
come
coming
in.
anyway, yeah.
Oh, okay. Dan building new studios and that, and then not like patterning up the microphones.
Shall I hold the
and
mic?
that. It's one of them ones where once you get it in a certain position, you can't even tap it. Because when you tap it,
That one, for some reason, is weird.
Watch this now. The yardie.
see it there? Boom, just don't even tap it.
No, but I need to get it to that position. How about this?
Oh, yeah, nah, literally don't touch it.
I told you.
Yeah, boom.
I told you.
And do you know what as well, yeah? While we're
Big
here quickly,
Draco.
because I was thinking this as well, I just made a note of this, yeah. Shout out to Russ, Gun Lean, yeah? It's looking like that's going to be in the top 10.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it's looking
Pass
like.
my phone, please, so I can my phone. When my friend messages, I have my phone, so I don't
Yeah.
ignore it. Carry on, please.
So obviously looking
Thank
at the
you,
midweeks, yeah,
Yeah.
you got
My gang.
you got Russ at 10,
My team.
you got NSG at 11, Hedy and Santan at 21. They peaked at 6.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Keep going.
yeah. AJ Tracy 28,
Yeah.
Cadet and Dino 36, Fredo 52, Swams and Tion Wayne 67. I would really like to have a conversation one day about or with somebody who might be on the inside, because I don't know if you ever hear this, yeah?
Go on.
But for years I've always heard are like yeah, like the radio stations are pushing our music now. The radio stations aren't pushing our music now anymore. They want to push the bands. Oh yeah, they're pushing the music now. Now they want to push the bands. Now they're pushing our music. Now they want to push this type of sound. So it's like now, yeah, with the way that things are going now, with obviously, or how it has been going for a long period of time, with the streaming and stuff, yeah, how do they feel when they're at a moment where they don't want to push the music, but the music's still doing this?
Because they can't stop it. We're amazing. Do you know what people are buying into now?
What?
They're not buying into music. See, back in the day, I think Simon Cowell's a genius. What Simon Cowell done, he got the Spice Girls together and they all epitomise different worlds. So for you could just be a tomboy girl, but you're like the Spice Girls the same way a girly girl would like the Spice Girls. And what that made me see is like, people are just shifting and they're buying into worlds, and then Spice Girls have got a movie. So what I'm essentially trying to say is the reason why they can't stop us is because you're not just buying into that 3 minutes, 16 seconds. You're buying into the way we dress.
Yeah.
You're buying into the way we tweet. You're buying into the way we Instagram. You're buying into our whole life. So even if you don't support the music, you have no choice, because you probably turn up to work in a dope tracksuit that Stormzy wears anyway. So you're supporting the music.
True.
You don't have no choice.
And with Gunlean, you're buying into the dance.
You're buying into the dance.
Everyone's
doing the dance.
Everyone's doing the dance. Shout out to Marvin Sparks, by the way, yeah, because I saw a tweet from him the other day saying that he was washing some dishes or whatever, and then like, I can't remember the exact tweet, but he was like, yeah, like you could see, whether it's conscious or subconscious, you could see the dancehall influence in that dance there as well. Because that's a dancehall dance, you know, when you really deep it.
And do you know why you got to rate brothers? Do you know what? J2K was telling me something the other day, so sick about translation. And once you're able to talk to somebody in the dialect and the language that they love, then they don't even care what you're saying more time. They'll buy the bullshit. The brothers have learned how to tell everybody how to say gun and be really happy. It's like gun lean and gun lean. Like little Sally in Peterborough is going to be doing it, and mum's going to be like, do you know what? It's not that bad. Like, that's crazy, bro.
Because initially, the first thing, because I ain't going to lie,
that's crazy.
When I first heard about the tune, because I first heard the title of the song before I heard the song. And it was when I was at Nike. I was DJing in Nike. Some kids come up to me and it's like, yeah, can you like play Gun Lean for me? I'm like, Gun Lean? I'm looking at this. I'm like, what you, Gun Lean? You talk about Gun Lean. You must have been about 11. Yeah, so it's, even just to hear you just say like that, can you play Gun Lean, to me was just weird. But then when I heard it and then I saw everyone busting the dance or whatever, straight away, when I saw it, because the first time I saw bare people doing the dance. And it reminded me straight away of what's it? Remember when I told you I went to Steph London's album party? Was it an album mixtape party or something like that?
Yeah.
She had Ding Dong there and all of that, and everyone was all doing the dances and all of this type of thing. I was like, rah, you know what? This is kind of wavy, and I'm not going to lie to you. Anytime you can fit a dance here with a song, and it bangs and it slaps, listen, it's a win.
Who showed you that early?
It's a win.
But who showed you that early?
What's that?
Soldier Boy, Big Draco.
Oh my goodness.
Big Draco, nigga.
Soldier Boy.
Of course I was going there.
Soldier Boy, he has to be, when you deep it, he's got to be what? In the top 10 dead or alive.
Bro, let me show you something. Skepta has been bigging up Soldier Boy for about a year now. Maybe even longer. And I've always looked at it like, why does Skepta keep bigging up? It all makes sense now.
Hey, Soldier Boy is an absolute... Do you know what is funny? I think I even mentioned this here before,
Yeah.
I remember... Like, there was a couple key things that Soulja Boy said, which was mad true. There was some things where he just over-exaggerated or whatever. Of course. It's for the entertainment, innit,
It's funny.
But there's one thing that he said, which was really true, When Soulja Boy was coming out, he was taking mad bullets, bro.
What?
Mad bullets, bro.
Damn it, I hate it.
Yeah, literally. But I remember there was one thing in particular, that I remember him getting bare slack for when he did and it was on World Star Hip Hop as well. He was on Tim Westwood's show, and Tim Westwood asked him, like, who are your old schools? Like, who are your old school rappers in that? And he said, 50 Cent and stuff. And everybody went ham on him, like literally ham on him, completely forgetting he's young. He's young. Like, of course, like that. Like 50 and them man there, because like when 50 was busting doing his thing or whatever, Soulja Boy was a proper young youth. This whole narrative of like people thinking that your old school has to be Biggie, it's gotta be Tupac, it's gotta be Big L and all of that is mad. But he took mad bullets for that, bro.
I know, and I rate him that he done it because he was telling the truth.
He was telling the truth. He could have just come out and just said, yeah, my old school is Biggie, and not knew a Biggie song.
But you know, just one. Or KRS-One. True.
Yeah,
that's my inspiration. Why is everyone so angry that 50 Cent might inspire the younger generation? Everyone eradicated that he was like 17, 18 years old and started looking at it from the perspective of these old guys that are like 32.
Yeah, exactly.
32. Like, how can you as a 17-year-old boy not know your history? It's like, bro, cause I had to study history in school. I've just been going through shit. I didn't grow up with this. You grew up with it. You walked out your house and it was in front of you. I ain't got that luxury. I grew up and I walk out my house with 50 cents there. So why can't I say 50 Cent's inspiring me?
Yeah, it's true.
Soulja Boy to the world. He needs to be Prime Minister of England.
Soulja Boy is a G. I don't care what anyone tells me. Soulja Boy is an absolute G. Yeah, and like, I don't know. Do you know what? There's an interesting thing that came up though when I was listening to something else quite recently that like, what Soulja Boy was doing, which was funny, yeah, is he was getting so animated, yeah. The man was getting so animated and in some way disrespected, man. Yeah. And then when they were asking him like, rah, like, so what's your relationship with so-and-so? He's saying that he's cool with them. So he's literally saying, you know. So he's like, yeah, my man was dissing Drake. And then they asked him like, what's your relationship with Drake? And he's like, oh, no, I'm cool with Drake. I like Drake. Man's dissing Tiger. Talk about man nutting in his missus and all of that, and they're asking him like, "What's your relation?" Like, and he's like, "Nah, I'm cool with Tiger."
No, he said, "I love Tiger." He didn't say he was cool with him. He said, "I love Tiger."
Okay.
I hope one day we do a
song together. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. You gotta bring up a man's missus, talk about next man nutting in her and all of these type of things. Do you know what that is? Soulja Boy is how you described Dot Rotten time ago on the podcast where you called him something. I can't remember what it was you called him, but you know that lone soldier that will like he's talented, but he's on his own thing. And if man try it, he's down for the scuff.
Yeah,
he's down for the scuff. He'll scuff 10 man if he has to.
Yeah,
but he's just on his own thing.
He's on his own thing, and I respect it. I think it is disrespectful what he's saying sometimes when he's referring to people's, you know, mother of their kids and so on and so forth. And I don't entirely condone it. But entirely. And this is the reason why I say entirely. Because you see situations like family and all of that, it's very sensitive. I'm learning how sensitive it is more and more every single day. But if I give it to the public, I have to appreciate there's going to be so many different interpretations of what I'm giving them. I can't get angry at every single one. So if Tiger gets angry at Soulja Boy, he has to get angry at every single other person that took the piss. That's far too much responsibility for any one human. So I'm say entirely. But
not everyone's disrespected. But I think when you say nut, you see, like when you say
it's
about
rude. It is rude.
If you say to someone, rah, like if they like diss your baby mum in a certain type of way, then obviously it's gonna piss you off, yeah. But when a man uses your baby mum and nut in the same sentence, nutted in, bruv, that's an extra level of disrespect.
I hear you, but do you know what? This is the truth of the matter. You just got to do what Drake did and just hide your ute. Just keep, because this is what's gonna happen. You're gonna drop your ute like it's a new fucking music video, and people are gonna see through that bullshit, and they're gonna be like, you're just using this as part of some new promotion. Like, we all see through it. There's too much people now. You're giving your content to the world. Everyone can see the truth. Some people are gonna see through the bullshit. So if you're gonna do that, you have to understand the repercussions of your actions. So that's why I say entirely, because I have to know that someone might be out there and take the piss out of my situation with my kids and so on and so forth.
Oh mate, I'm riding for you, bro.
No, but
if man diss those kids, if anyone diss those kids, bro, I'm with you. Whatever it is you want to do, however you want to handle it, I'm with you.
Imagine what I'm gonna do.
You just want to answer the thing.
Oh,
shit, sorry. What did you think that was, bro?
I was just like, what's my studio?
Well, it's still there, Callum. Can we hurry, please? It's okay. High five, got.
I'm riding.
And do you know what? And I appreciate that, and I thank you. And I knew you was real before you said that. I knew you were real after you said it. It doesn't even matter. My thing is, the way I'd handle the situation is, if that's how that's gonna make me feel, I ain't gonna share that with the world, because clearly I'm just too sensitive when it comes to that. I'm not gonna blame everybody else for me being sensitive over that, even if it's justified. I just don't want that much people to have that much control over my behavior patterns. Andreas!
Well, go on, G.
He's my guy. He's my guy, yeah.
Me too,
So that's my
bro.
brethren, Andreas. He's so lit, yeah.
Is it,
And
yeah?
he's always got good opinions, and he finally done a podcast. So
Oh,
when
is
he done
it, yeah?
I was
Sick.
like,
What's
I
your
really wanna
podcast
bring
called,
him
bro?
here.
Oh, it's called the Listen Up Podcast.
Speaking to the mic, my homie. What's it called?
Could you just
called the
check
Listen
that
Up
for?
Podcast.
Could you check that for
Right.
all 5? Okay, cool. So,
What's going on, man?
What's it called?
Thanks for having me, man. Appreciate it. You know what I mean?
what's the podcast called?
It's called the Listen Up Podcast.
Oh, sick.
Because me and my friend, we built a platform for beat makers.
Okay.
Like beat makers that we felt like weren't really getting that much recognition. It's kind of hard, you know what I'm saying? So, but with the podcast, we just talk about the music that we actually like.
Yeah.
We don't feel like that's being covered. We're a little bit old school. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
You know, we play a lot of Griselda, West Side Gun, Benny.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying? Things that are actually popping.
Yeah.
But a lot of people aren't really up to scratch with it yet.
Yeah.
Especially over here in the UK.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the whole aim of it. You know what I mean?
That's interesting
Oh,
actually, because obviously there's a lot of beat makers out here and that. Like,
Yeah.
how do you go out? How do you go about? We just changing the subject. We'll go back to Soulja Boy in a second.
Thank you.
I would
How
love
are
to
you
talk
going
that,
about?
by the way. I'd love to talk about that.
Yeah, we'll get into it. We just did it, but
Yeah.
it's just only because you just mentioned that. Yeah. How do you think in this time now that you get your beats to people with like in this oversaturated game now?
Well,
Though?
this is the thing. I'm a beat maker myself. I make beats. I've worked with a lot of artists, but some UK artists that like Black the Ripper, Black Josh.
And you went to the States and done some work as well, right?
Yeah, I went to.
That's
the
what I'm
States.
saying.
I went to the States. I just took a risk and went to the States, and then obviously I have a lot of friends who are doing really big things now in the States. Like people that I used to just jam with back in the day.
Yeah.
And they've gone out to LA and now they're working with like one of my friends is working with like he just did a record for Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Mad.
Rick Ross, you know, my other boy has done stuff like Prodigy before Prodigy passed away. Done a
Okay.
whole project with like Alchemist.
Yeah.
So I really want to name drop, but you know what I mean. I know
You just did still, but it's
Yeah,
nice.
yeah. Kind of.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't say who I know, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, so me myself, I've worked with quite a lot of American rappers as well. Maybe not many rappers that the average person is familiar with.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you know what I mean. And the way
Say
I
their
saw,
name anyway. Say their names.
okay, so like Homeboy Sandman, he's quite big on the underground circuit. He's coming to London next month actually.
Dope.
He's on Stones Throw Records. Concept Jackson.
Yeah.
Big Twin. You know about? I don't know if you know about these guys.
No, but you know what? It's nice to educate, man.
Of course.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a few names. You know what I mean? Got some stuff coming with Remy Banks as well. You know. about Remy
Yeah.
Banks?
I know Remy Banks. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just working my way up there. And
Yeah.
This is something that I do because I love it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I'm not expecting to be like some millionaire off it. Do you know what I'm saying? But it's a passion of mine.
Yeah.
And I do have a little small following.
Yeah.
And when I was looking at
Funny,
what
sorry to interrupt you. Actually, yeah, that's one thing that I tell people all of the time. Yeah, see, like I got a friend. You know, she's always going on about, like she talks about her age because she's a bit older than that as well. And she thinks, I'm old now and I'm not gonna be able to do this and that, and I'm not gonna be able to be this person. And I always say to her, if you want to produce music or you want to be an artist or whatever, yeah, you have to do it first just because you love it. Don't do it because you got this thing of, I want to be the next big superstar or whatever. Do what you're doing because you love it, yeah? And then if opportunities come from it, grab them. Just be ready for it.
100%.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the reasons why that person and some people in particular just get disheartened and don't do nothing, because they just look at the trophy as opposed to looking at firstly loving it and secondly the process that it takes to get to that stage there. But even with beat makers as well, it's funny because like you have that thing where you can make a bunch of beats or whatever. You do that because you love it, whatever, and then you get one beat to one person and then instantly it starts getting the ball rolling, and then you could start creating your name literally within one sort of sound, which then develops out into a next thing. So for example, I don't know if you're aware of Fanatics, the producers that are here, really good producers, but
Fanatics, okay.
they've been here on the hustle for time. I've known them for years, then all of a sudden, bam, they just get a beat to Popcorn. Then all of a sudden now, like bare dancehall artists and all of that want beats from them or whatever. Then they start circulating within that scene for a little bit. Now, obviously, they're here doing X, Y, and Z because they're from here anyway. But then all of a sudden now they're, working with a lot of the artists here and then building their name through that as well. So it's like literally one beat can change the whole dynamic of life, innit? Really?
Yeah, definitely. I think if you do have a talent, you should just always use it, man. There's so many people out there that are like, making beats, but no one wants to check for me, and then they get disheartened, and they get bitter, start looking at what other people are doing. I've never been that kind of person. Do you know what I'm saying? I just do what I do, and I have faith in what I do, and eventually people are gonna have faith in you. You gotta have faith in yourself first, innit? Do you know what I mean? So Shout out to my boy Marcy. He's the other guy from Listen Up that I do the podcast with, and we've just done it with a company called Kiki. It's a brand new company.
Oh yeah, we know Kiki.
Yeah.
We went and had a meeting with them.
Yeah. So basically, Listen Up is exclusive to Kiki, and we're gonna have another season of video content as well with interviews and beat makers and stuff like that. So.
Shout out to Kiki, by the way, because what they're doing over there is kind of cold still. You have to go and check out their studio.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Calum might be working for them still.
Oh, is it sick? Oh, okay, wicked. See, they're getting about, innit?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, man. But anyway, Soulja Boy,
my guy,
top 10 dead or alive. Yeah?
I'm going to disagree with that.
Top 10 dead or alive.
Top
and do you
one.
know what? Top 6.
His personality is amazing, I have to say.
How amazing is it? It's
amazing.
infectious.
It's amazing.
It's like, it's got this, it's this personality that says, look, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. And you may disagree, you may agree, you may have, but I'm still going to do it. And I don't care what anybody says. And I'm going to be a million. Like, he has so much self-belief that even if you don't agree with his procedure and his execution and everything else, you can just take parts of that and incorporate it in yourself and just translate it in a way that makes sense to you. Because I think it's good to have that much self-belief with the right amount of outcomes. He has achieved too much for me to doubt him saying, I want to do this now, I want to do that.
Yeah.
He's just, maybe sometimes his translations, I like his translation, I'll be real, I love it. But I can understand why someone would be like, that's way too much for me, bro.
Do you think that the translation now, because obviously he's on a tour, he's on some promo run thing and whatever, and he's doing this, but is it sort of a mixture of him and a mixture of 6ix9ine?
Nah, he's done it
and
before
6ix9ine obviously in jail now.
He done it
so
before
you know
6ix9ine.
you're just fulfilling that. Because remember 6ix9ine
He
was
done
out
it
here.
before 6ix9ine.
Nah, he was the original, man.
He was the original.
He was the original. It's true. It's facts.
Soulja Boy was the original.
The original.
Stop taking his
He
credit
was the
and giving it to
original,
the
bro.
Mexican kid. Give it to Soulja Boy. Why he said it? Why are we not crediting our community? He's right. And look what you just done.
Yeah, no,
you gave it to the Mexican guy who came out 1 year later after he was out here fighting with with Chris Brown. You remember that? That took over January.
I remember that. He was
I
gonna
used to be dedicated to World Star then.
Was that when them two was gonna have a punch up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's way before 6ix9ine.
Yeah, it's true.
So who copied who? Soulja Boy, homie. I'm backing you, Soulja Boy. Over here.
Yeah. I have to admit, Soulja Boy was social media. He was using it before everyone. Controversy or records, like selling his records or selling whatever. He was using it
Tres,
for
do you
everyone.
remember the video he done where he was laughing at people and it was like live and they were leaving comments and he goes, just got paid again, and he was saying he gets paid 2p per comment or something. Bro,
No, I didn't know that.
see,
No.
Soulja Boy was out here making money off his shit from early.
Serious.
Early. Me and my brothers used to watch that and my cousins and be like, how do we do this? Like, how do we do that? That's why we put our song on YouTube. Because Soulja Boy.
I thought, do you know what? Yeah, he brought up an interesting thing in a conversation. Yeah, where he was talking about the dance. He was like, "Why do you not see? They got to pay him to put the dance in the game, or whatever." Yeah. And then I think he asked somebody, "Well, how much do you think? Like, if a company is selling X amount of games, how much do you think that it is worth to have the dance in the game?" Yeah. So then I was thinking, like, because obviously, you know, like I'm not a gamer so much like that, but anytime I'm watching my flipping brother play Fortnite and all of these things, when they get a kill or whatever it is, I see them doing like certain dances or whatever. Are they paying for that? If they ain't paying for that, people might actually need to take a leaf out of Soulja Boy's book on that. There should not be a gun lean in the fucking game without Russ getting a check. So there isn't. So if say for instance, if I create a dance and it's in a game, I get peace for
But
that.
how do you trademark a dance?
There's
Well, I
always
don't
a
know.
way.
There must be.
There's always a way of trademarking.
There must be a way. What do you do? Yeah, but how do you do it?
I don't know how you do it. I'm not gonna try and fool the.
Could you
community.
try
Was
to Google
MJ the first person to do the moonwalk? I don't think so.
No.
He wasn't.
It was James Brown, innit?
I don't think
No, it wasn't James Brown.
It was before him as well.
It was one of the barges, wasn't it?
It was some old school
I
shit.
swear it was one of the barges.
It was
that did
some
first.
old school.
Oh,
shit.
really?
Yeah.
But the most important thing
Did they
is
trademark that?
Trademark your shit. You can trademark absolutely everything. If
Really?
you make something, it's yours. If I create something,
Could you
it's
Google
mine. That's gotta prove it's mine.
if the moonwalk
That's mad, I
is
didn't know that.
trademarked? Google that. Because if that if anything, that has to be trademarked. If anything,
You're trying to tell me you're gonna make something and you're going to give other people the license to use of it as it. If you can prove that's yours and you can find, I know you can trademark your shit.
True.
I know if you're a dancer and you're out here choreographing shit and it's yours, like how do people know you for your own work if you ain't trademarking it? It's just a dancer out. There needs to be some type of name attached to it. There's these massive choreographers. I imagine they have certain routines. That's their shit. And if people want to publicize it, well, that's going to cost you. I know the guys that done all that bullshit with B2K, they must be getting a check somewhere.
True.
Somewhere.
What does it say, Callum? I'm talking to the microphone. People have been begging for you. This one guy begging for Callum. Give Callum the
Actually, I look back at the comments. There's quite a few I didn't even know.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Wow, shout out to Callum and his...
It says, while the moonwalk is not actually a patented dance move, Michael Jackson does indeed hold the patent. So it means that he does get a cut every time it's used in like a show or a game.
Man.
But it's not even his dance to begin with.
No.
It means that the person before, it means that the person who did it before slipped.
Yeah.
Do you get me?
I knew you could own
That's
this
why,
shit.
hey,
Yours.
Russ, listen.
Own it.
Own the gun lean, bro.
Don't trademark but
listen,
you own it, Russ.
Yes, you.
Don't get your
No.
manager or something to you own it. It's
own
yours.
it. Yes,
I didn't even know
No
you could
label.
trademark a dance until today. That's
Russ, do it right now.
interesting.
Right now.
Do it right now. Trust me.
And
That's
not the Russ
peas.
that they tried to do, because they tried to take away Russ. They tried to make the American Russ, not him.
Oh, did they?
Yeah,
oh,
they
shit,
tried to take it for a
piss.
joke.
yeah,
Russ
piss.
with the cane roll.
Actually, Chuck, you might know this. You know the really famous like boxing or MMA announcer that says, "Let's get ready to rumble." Or
Bruce,
something like that?
what's the name again?
Something like that.
Yeah.
He has that phrase trademark. You can't say it and make money from it without.
You're
him
talking
taking a cut.
about the boxer though,
his
right?
name
Michael
again?
Buffer.
Michael Buffer, there you
He's
go,
got
yeah,
his
yeah.
brother, Bruce Buffer, does MMA.
Oh,
Sorry.
is that his brother?
Yeah.
Oh wow, okay, I didn't know that.
I assumed he did MMA as well, but yeah, that guy, he owns that trademark.
He
So
owns that, yeah?
You can't say it on a platform that's earning money without him getting a cut.
Mad.
If you do, he can sue you.
I'm going to start
apparently
trademarking
he's
all my
notorious for
sayings.
being
You should.
ruthless about it. Well, his team are.
Well, yeah, so you should be.
Yeah,
It's yours.
It's you,
Nuts.
exactly.
earning money.
His
from
voice
some
is a
words.
madness as well, by the way.
So wait, the voice, Siri.
Could
how
you
they get
imagine the
paid?
amount of panties he's taken off with that? Oh my goodness me.
Stupid.
I'm trademarking something. You get this twisted.
Yeah, but yeah, trademark your shit, and Russ, definitely do that. Yeah, definitely do that, man. That's peas in
Doesn't
there.
even cost that much to trademark something as well.
How much it costs?
How much does it cost?
I don't think I paid more than £2 or something to trademark Listen Up. It was quite cheap.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
So in the greater
Because
scheme of
when
things,
you trademark it, you've got to go through all the different avenues that you can make revenue from.
okay,
And there's loads. So the more that you tick the more boxes that you tick, the
more
higher
money
it
you
costs.
got.
Yeah. But if you have it for like, I don't know, we just did it for media and music. I think it was only like £50 extra every
Oh,
time
for
you tick a
each
box.
time.
But there's like 10, 12 boxes you can tick.
I'm ticking every box. I'm gonna find something that I can trademark that is sick, and I'm gonna tick every box because I want to say I'm gonna make money off this. And if I fail, at least I tried.
I'm surprised you haven't actually. You got
Who,
such
me?
a creative brain that like you could find something. To
But do you know
trademark.
what the problem is, yeah? And I'm sure that other people understand you. Like, you spend so much time trying to create something amazing. The last thing you're thinking is business. You're just thinking about how can you keep building it. So sometimes you just need someone beside you who's very business
the same with this,
orientated,
actually.
that has the ability to see something and go, that's worth money. All right, Paul, I'm gonna handle the business side. You keep creating. That's what every person kind of needs. But it's so difficult to find them people because they're usually bumping you or they're working for a fucking label or something. But it doesn't matter because this year is positivity and the truth.
100%.
Yeah, of course.
100%.
The last thing that I'll say about
why
the
not,
Soldier Boy thing, just quickly, anyway, is that I know that like another interesting thing he was bringing up was that he's got this console thing. People are trying to shut it down, but when it comes to the Chinese people, or whatever it is, people are onto that.
I
or whatever.
see
But
what-
I'm gonna say something on that. Yeah, he's got a point, and I understand, and I see it all of the time. But I don't think that it was that deep with this situation because I think people are just looking at Soldier Boy.
Do you know what it is?
They're looking at-
Yeah?
You know what it
That's
is?
not his console.
Okay, no, but it's
If he
bro,
did his own console and it was the Soldier Boy console, what
Even
he
if
done
it was.
he contacted Chinese manufacturers
Yeah.
and licensed some ROMs of already existing games. So it's not really your console.
fam.
He's spinning it,
fam.
and then he's talking about black people not supporting, but
Fam,
you shouldn't be able to bring that up on a situation like that. 'cause that's
even
not
if
your
it
console.
was,
Trolling.
That's what I'm
the
saying.
Of course.
But
And
Soldier
people
Boy
are getting
troll-
behind him on social media, like, look at what Soldier Boy is saying. He's telling the truth, but it's like,
no.
he's
the-
actually trolling.
Wait. The sentiment of what he's saying
Yes.
is true, but what I'm saying
But it's
is,
not
yeah.
applicable to his
To what
situation.
he's
Oh right,
Yeah.
but even then, but let's just say, even if it was, let's just say, even if it was, people are still going to look at it the same because of his characteristics. Unfortunately, it's the same with Ja Rule. If Ja Rule comes out and says he's got a new watch or whatever it is, I'm gonna get to Ja Rule in a bit. Man, you're just not really gonna. It's like if it buses, then obviously everyone will have egg on their face. Do you get what I'm saying? But there's certain characteristics in people. If you have a certain type of character, we're just not going to take it that type of way until after a period of time we see how serious you really are about it.
Can I just say one thing about that? No matter what Ja Rule achieves, if I don't support it, I will never have egg on my face after this video because he'll always have that is the biggest L that anybody has taken.
We're going to talk about that in a second. Wait. Are we finished with Soulja Boy?
You're missing the point.
Listen. Are we finished with Soulja Boy?
You can finish it if you want. It doesn't. Soulja Boy is amazing. He done the Yams Festival the other day. He done a song. Ariana Grande copied it. Drake copied him. I'm backing Soulja Boy. Juicy J supporting him. T.I. came out and supported him. I'm sorry.
Shit, can I charge my phone?
Of course you can.
But did you see the Fyre Festival documentary?
Of course I did. After, because I said to myself, I know you're going to talk to me about it, so I got to watch it. I watched that last night, so it was fresh in my mind. I wanted it fresh in my mind.
Do you know, I felt sorry for all those people in the Bahamas that didn't get paid anything.
That is really who I felt sorry for.
Did they start off with a £38 million budget or something?
Yeah.
£38 million and you can't afford to pay the people in the Bahamas because you messed up.
That's mad to me, bro.
So they're just there like working a month and a half, no money.
While we're just still on Ja Rule though, because we might as well just do that quickly, yeah? You see with Ja Rule, this is the thing, and this is unfortunate for him, yeah? Because I'm sure he's a nice guy, and I'm sure that like his friends around him love him, and that he's got, you know what I mean? I'm sure that he's a good guy, but for whatever reason it is, from a certain period of time, after him getting a lot of wins, he's been almost a walking L. He just has. So when you say that you're doing a festival, see like a business owner comes out, and says they're doing a festival and they're doing it with Ja Rule. Fam, it's not like I could have said straight away without looking at the logistics or anything like that, no matter how much they had it patterned up, it's not happening. No. It's not happening because he's just a walking L. And on top of that, I was thinking, when I was watching this thing straight away, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, the best thing, I didn't really know the full ins and outs of everything straight away, but I was looking at this and I was thinking, do you know what? It was best that, like, if you're going to have someone like Ja Rule come in, it's better that him be a silent partner. Because the thing is, see with Ja Rule, with this walking L aura that he's got around him, that can change, you know? Like, there's a business thing that could happen that could just make him look like the man after a period of time. But it might mean that he has to be a silent partner in something. So, for example, you know what? The man rings up and says to Ja Rule, have you got some liquid cash there? I might need a meal. Yeah, I got a meal there. What do you need it for? I'm doing this new festival or whatever. Give me the meal. After it's done, I'll give you the meal back and I'll give you 35% of the business or whatever. Boom. Take the meal. My man does the thing. It happens. You get what I'm saying? The man might make 10 mil, whatever it may be. He gives he makes 10 mil profit, but he gives Ja his meal back and then also gives them 35% in the business, which is like 3.5 mil. Everyone's happy, all of this stuff. And then later on, it comes out, right, Ja Rule was a part of that festival, you know, that was, and then you start looking at it like, rah, like, this is the guy, you know? Like, what, you was a part of that. But when you bring him out and you showcase him as almost the face of this thing from the get-go, it's just, it's a part.
It just goes to show the people that organise it weren't in tune with the culture at the
all right then.
time.
All right then.
That's just it.
Yeah, all right then. But yeah, do you know what? Like, watching the documentary on one sense was very sad still though. But having the man, like, firstly, how did he even get the island in the first place? Because I was quite unsure about that.
What
he said it was 25 mil he paid for Pablo Escobar's land. Yeah. How? Because he didn't say, did he?
No, they didn't really break it down. But the whole reason, was it 25 mil? They said.
Yeah, 20 something. Yeah, some type of something like that.
Wow.
For Pablo Escobar's thing.
That's actually a straight matters.
How somebody didn't...
But how can you say... But this is the part I didn't understand. First of all, before we go any further, Skepta was booked for this festival.
Was he?
Yeah, I saw the name. Well, Yinka saw the name and goes, oh my God, Skepta. I said, they tried to pull my brother Skepta down. That really pissed me off. But I'm over it now. It's a new day. Back to being happy. Look, that pissed me off so much, I forgot my point. I forgot my point. Skepta, man.
They tried really hard, man. They didn't know what they were doing. They had all this money and they just tried it. Innit?
That's it. That was my point. They said just don't say it was Pablo Escobar's island.
Oh,
they said just don't say that.
And then they said it
straight away. They said it straight away.
They said it straight away.
And
like that was all you had to do.
Did they lose out on all the money after they said Pablo Escobar? Were they in their rights to just take the money and not give them back any money?
If that was in the agreement and it was contractual, then I would imagine so. If there was an agreement in the contract that said if you advertise this as Pablo Escobar's island, because really and truly, their man just got kicked off. Didn't you hear the Dread man? Yeah. Dread man was like, yeah, they just come up to us and just said go.
Yeah.
So their man had to just duck out. They weren't even conversation.
It would. I doubt if they paid money. If they did pay money for the island, I doubt they even would have got that back. Come on, you got to think about like these are. I'm not sure how this operation is still running yet, but when you're dealing with that level of gangster and that level of roadman, like, yeah, you give me this X amount of P. I'm telling you, just don't say blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. You go and say it. Man say, all right, well, fuck off then. You're not getting I've told you.
But the thing is, they're so stupid. That was their selling point. Remember, they were saying that how they wanted to give the American, like the average American's dream, being like in Pablo Escobar's island. Pablo Escobar being someone that a lot of people wish they were. You know what I mean? Vicariously through watching stuff like Narcos or watching documentaries about. He's iconic. He's an iconic drug dealer. So it's like they can't. There's no point in them using that island if they can't say it. But they didn't think about that.
But why don't they just create another narrative? Because do you know what? No matter what, one thing you can't take away is it's a beautiful island. Yeah. You don't really need to decorate it that much. It is actually a beautiful island. So my only issue became, why are you so centered around that? You've got Ja Rule. So even if I don't like Ja Rule, I'm going to be aware Ja Rule's doing that because he lives in our community. He's just a guy that takes L's in the community. But there's niggas that take L's in my community. I'm still aware of what they're doing. So I might take a look. Then if I see that beautiful island, then I'm seeing all of these models. Because obviously not for that price, but for a little bit cheaper, I might have all tried to want to fly out there.
I think Billy, the main guy, I think Billy is one of them guys, who like, he's so ambitious, but ambitious out of his depth. And I think that like, he comes across to me as one of them, I used to have somebody like this who used to live on my old estate, who like, he would come up with an idea and everyone would just be around in a huddle just saying, yeah, that would be sick. Yeah, that would be sick. But you know, it's just never going to happen. But then that one who actually tries it. Do you get what I'm saying? It came up in a conversation. Yeah, this would be a good idea, whatever. But this dude actually thinks, you know what? I think I could potentially make this work. And he tried. The man tried. He literally just waited until the last minute with absolutely everything. He would completely refuse to believe that this is not going to happen. He tried everything, bro, at the expense of everyone else, just to try and make this work. Pretty much probably through his own ego and also money that he's gone and lied to people to go and get. Do you get what I'm saying? The man said, I couldn't believe it when the man came out talking about, he's rang up the brother, I can't remember the guy's name, and said to him, listen, I need you to take a big one for the team.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need you to go out there and suck some dick.
That was a madness.
To go and get the water. And immediately after, like, the man went, and you know what the man said? The man said that he went yard or wherever he went to go and get some mouthwash to go, and because he was really gonna go and do this for the team. Instantly, you know how my mind works already anyway. Aren't you gonna get the mouthwash after you suck the dick? But anyway, that's just another thing. But anyway, I was thinking to myself, right? See, you see, like,
the exact same thing as well.
Okay.
I didn't know there was a technique to these things.
But then I was thinking to myself, and this goes,
try to dismiss that like it never happened, fam.
But then I thought, obviously, like, Callum's obviously part of the team in that. You get what I'm saying? So I'm thinking that, like, maybe there might be a meeting, you know, because obviously if you want to be a part of the team in that, there might be a certain type of meeting that might be had, you know. So if you want to show your dedication to the team, then we might have to send you out there at one point, you know, and you might have to sacrifice your mouth for what moment.
And he messaged me
to do that. Yeah. Just in case, yeah. I said he might. Might send him to Apple.
Now this is the second time.
I might send him to Apple.
Callum, trust me. In my rest of
I might send you to Radio 1.
That will never happen if you work.
Man, he sucks some mean dick.
Never.
Some mad cock.
What I didn't understand about it is that where did this come from? Where did that come from? Because when he went to meet up with the guy was like, yeah, go through.
What's that?
When he get for the water. wasn't just agreed. He didn't have to do anything like that.
I kind of felt like it was like that's what needs to be done. If like I felt like if he said no, I'm not doing that, they'd be like, well, you better do that. It was almost like a power thing. I feel like there's an upper echelon of people that are so fucked up there. They've got so much money. It's not even about anything other than who's more powerful.
But don't you reckon that's an abuse
suck
of
my dick? I'm gonna go and say to these other people, do you know what this guy done?
Okay.
He can't chat shit to me. His company did water so bad. I made him suck my, and for them it's amazing.
Yeah, because
For me,
the sucking dick.
He didn't do it though, did he?
No,
Nah, he
the
didn't.
sucking dick
So
thing is a
he
power
says.
thing. Yeah, so he says.
So
That's
he
true.
says. But then why would he talk about it if he didn't want to?
Because Billy's in scrubs.
That's a mad thing.
But anyway, the sucking dick thing, that's a power thing, innit, really? And like as far as this is another thing, yeah. Because I've used to hear about things like this happening in the creative industry. Like I've never heard of anyone doing it, but you know, like there was always these rumors about, you know, you suck the boss's dick and all of these things, and you elevate your career and all of these things, yeah. But in the context of that, yeah, obviously this water thing costs money, yeah. So I understand that, like, you know what, there's a possibility that these men don't have a certain amount of money or whatever, yeah. But ain't there another like getting your dick sucked to release the water is just a bit mad to me anyway, because that means you lose out on X amount of P's, when really if you just got your P's anyway or negotiated the P's, you could probably get your dick sucked for about $50. Why are you gonna
Chucky, what you need to stop doing, because you've got a small head, you've got a small frame, you don't need to be adding too much stuff in there. You see the way that guy thinks, you see the way that guy's lived his life, you see the way he's immersed himself in everything. You've never done that. You don't even want to understand that level of thinking. So you see that level of thinking there in 2019, it needs to go over there. We don't even need to have the discussion of why that doesn't make logical sense. That just doesn't make sense. We don't need to go into great depth about it. Man's asking to get his dick sucked for water. Nah, cuz I'm out.
But obviously the bigger conversation is the social media aspect of it, innit? And the influencing aspect. And obviously they had these girls go over there, which all on Instagram, we've got big numbers and stuff like that, posting this orange thing and talking about it, which then made like people buy into it.
Well, Kendall Jenner made people buy into it. She got paid $250,000 to post one thing on Instagram, and people are out here trying to get Big Poe, aka Soldier Poe, to post their stuff for £50. Y'all clowning me.
Yeah, she got $250,000. She got $250,000 for one post.
One post. Yes, Callum.
No, you're probably thinking that seems high. I think that's low.
No,
what? $250,000?
I know people with less numbers than that have gotten that much for a post on Instagram.
No, but it's not really about the height of how low or low. It's just to let people know.
Yeah.
Like, that was the pulling power for the festival.
Jesus
and two,
Christ.
that is how much. That's good knowledge for some people out here in the game. That people are, that like people like Russ and so on and so forth that are doing Instagram posts. I see Harry Pinero doing Instagram posts the other day. I might even tell him I don't want him to do that. He's too finessed. Might need to go and get 4 figures, 5 figures, and then we can have conversations. But
I'm never going to tell anyone what they should and shouldn't do in them situations there. But I don't believe that I could
think it's a level of disrespect.
No, I agree with you. No, I agree with you.
Level.
What I'm saying is not disagreeing with what you're saying. This is the different point, yeah. I just couldn't personally take $250,000 or however much though, even if it was 10 bags, to post something like that and then find out that like you've got all of these people that are down there at the place who just didn't get paid, like all of these lower workers and stuff like that was fucking sacrificing their days and their health and all types of shit, and just didn't even. And the biggest thing that upset me the most was the woman who said that she gave up all of her savings because do you get what I'm saying? Like, I just think that to me is I'd have to give that back, or at least the element. It's just a tweet. Do you get me? But all of them man are very lucky.
Did Kendall not give anything?
I don't know.
One, she's not obligated to.
Two, of course, that's exactly what I said.
Two,
I'm just saying for
with
me.
That situation, I hate when situations evolve, and this is just generally speaking, and we always go and talk about something over there. The problem is Billy.
Oh, of course.
And that's all we should speak about. Billy's a cunt. And that's the reason why then people didn't get paid. It's got nothing to do with Little Kendall.
No, I didn't. But I'm not
saying you just insinuate.
Yeah. I'm just saying this for me personally, regardless of whose fault. I just look at those people there, and I think that's just what I would have to do, especially with the woman who's saying that she had to give, because on top of that, see that woman there and the other guy as well. They could have been killed.
Of course,
they could have been killed because at the end of the day, we could look at Billy, but see in a situation like that, someone has rang them and said, "I've got some work for you. We need you to do X, Y, and Z." Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go and do this work. Obviously, there's hierarchies and there's bosses and all of that stuff. But you've rang me. So when I've come there and I'm doing all of this work, and then now you are going to tell me that I'm not getting paid because this one and that one, I didn't deal with any of them. I dealt with you. So that woman, her life could have been under threat, and the other brother could have been the other guy who had workers that went out there. It seems like him and Billy are cool. I don't know how.
He just flew out. He just flew away. He said, "I left." He just left, fam.
Who, the black brother?
The black brother left, my bro.
Oh, did he?
The black woman is if that isn't living proof.
So the brother
the woman stayed. She got her savings and she said she couldn't look at them people in their face, and she paid them people from her kitchen. She's a real woman. The nigga, he out. And JC was out.
Yeah, he was out. But you know what was for me? What I found was funny is that I tried to put myself in the position of the influencers. Yeah. You get told you're gonna get this villa in the Bahamas, and you get off the plane, and there's these white tents with like wet carpet everywhere, wet bed, and then you got to stay there, and then you end up trying to get your flight out. It's hard to get a flight out. You got no water. It's like a nightmare. You literally signed up for a nightmare.
You see, aside from like the water and the flight and all of that, which is terrible, but if the expectations was mad low, them tents would have been a wave,
Yeah, but they told them they were going to be in a villa.
Aston Villa tonight. It's mad in the dunya.
Some start-up tents.
Oh,
yeah, that is mad.
That's mad, isn't it?
People are putting 800 bags on the fucking wristband and that. That is insane.
I'm sorry.
What happened to that money? Ja
Rule is the biggest L to ever come from the hip hop community.
You think so?
Because of that now.
He's up there.
That is high. Like, do you know how big this festival was?
Yeah.
The festival was so big and went so wrong, they done a Netflix special. Oh, get out! Oh, come back! Ja Rule, leave us alone!
The biggest L was when he... this is
was it a Ja Rule L again?
It's a Ja Rule one. When they said, at the end, when they was discussing it in the conference thing, and they said, it's fraud. And he said,
it's not fraud.
I wouldn't say it's fraud. It's
false advertisement. No!
Yeah.
Andreas, he's not allowed back. He now has to leave with R. Kelly. I want them both to go. It was wonderful you lot being here, just like the song you made, but you have to leave immediately.
Yeah, it's peak, man.
If he would have pulled it off, though, fucking hell.
Did you see the videos at the start in comparison to the videos at the end?
I know.
You see at the start, you see the water. That's what you dream of bringing your gal. On the I love you team.
Yeah, Bear Girls eating grapes. Sitting on the yacht.
Grapes?
They were pouring champagne.
Stop playing with me, man.
They were pouring champagne and get people's mouths and all these type of things.
None of that happened.
Do you remember when Ja Rule negotiated with the girls to do this scene where they were going to walk into the water?
Yeah. And she said, I don't even want to walk in the water. And he told her to get in the fucking water. Hey, you can't say that in this day and age now, Hey,
did. On camera.
Listen.
And then wore
that's
a suit
investigation. That's investigation. The liquor just took him off, bro. And it seemed like a great idea at the time. But that Billy dude, I tell you one thing, Billy, he got 6 years in jail. I bet you he comes out of jail, and at some point, somehow finds himself a multi-millionaire, somehow.
What do you mean? He's still got bread now. Do you know why he's a cunt? He fucked off doing that and started to bump everyone again.
Yeah.
That's why he went to prison, not because of the Fyre thing. The man carried on the fraud. He carried on the fraud. Then he filed for bankruptcy. That means he didn't have to pay no one. That means that money is somewhere. I don't know where. And when he comes out of prison in 6 years, he comes out to bare bread. Yeah. He is a bloody con artist, but he's a smart man.
What made me laugh is when they had the original idea, the guy who pitched the original idea about doing a party to raise awareness for the Fyre for Fyre as a organization. Wasn't it like a sort about booking talent? Wasn't it? That's
Yeah. That was lit.
They were thinking about that idea, and he turned around and he said, "Oh, why don't we do it in Pablo Escobar's island?" And he took it to like he basically just took all the soul out of it and just made it into something else that ended up being a loss and crashed the whole thing.
And the actual app that they were creating was actually sick.
The app was cold.
I could have just gone on the app and said, "What, man can book Ashanti? D'Angelo, you still out here? All right, Mary J.
No middleman.
No
middleman.
Yeah.
You can find out right now. Are they available?
How much?
And how much?
Yeah. Sick idea.
How could that work though? Really, because
Not if you're a hood rapper, boy, because you don't even know who's booking you again.
well, this is it. Because obviously someone can transfer all of these pieces to you, but then still, as an artist, you still have a team of people that sort out your logistics and all of these things anyway. Really, innit? So like.
But you wouldn't be talking to the artist directly.
No, you'd be talking to these people, yeah.
So you're just like you're essentially just cutting out the agent, but probably just going direct to the manager, maybe, which is a decent idea. That would mean that if an idea like that takes off or does take off, someone else does that and it ends up becoming a thing, then agents become non-existent out here.
Ja Rule's doing it now anyway. You saw it at the end. He done it again.
What did he do?
The same thing.
Yeah, he's got the same sort of app.
Oh,
yeah.
is it? Okay.
It's just like who is gonna sign to Ja Rule?
But then even with agents anyway, because with agents, they have a job where it works in a couple of different ways, innit? Say like you have an act who's just a flipping absolute superstar. It's easy. All you have to do is pick up the phone and work out where's the right places for them to do shows and the right timing and all of that, yeah. But when your artist is a bit quiet out here, that's when you're supposed to be trying to find shows for the artists and stuff. So I guess that's probably where they would still survive. It would just mean that the agents would have to work harder than probably what some of them do now.
Yeah.
Do you get me? Because I've always heard artists like moan about like when stuff is getting a bit quiet. When stuff is going well, them and their agent is mad, great together and all of these type of things. But when it starts to get a bit quiet, then the artist always looks at the agent like, "Rah, like I'm not getting no shows. What you're not making any suggestions. You're not trying to put your foot forward or anything like that." I bet you if that app takes off, and that was how people were booking artists, then artists that are not getting so much shows, the agents will probably work hella hard to try and make that 5%. How much do they get? Is it 5%? How much do the agents get? What's the average P's that an agent gets for?
I thought a manager's 20, agents 10, though.
Agents 10?
Thought so. I could be wrong there.
You saying
15
that, all it's made me realise is the amount of money you give to other people that should be belonging to you.
Yeah, it's nuts.
How do I just keep all the money? That's what I need to figure out.
But some artists are just like, they don't want they just want to be in the studio and be on the stage. They don't want to deal with anything else. They just want a peaceful life. They don't want to take no calls, no emails. So for some people it works. Some people they'll be like, you know what I mean? I'll just let my manager handle it, agent handle it. Oh, that's the date? Okay, cool. Well, that's the date for studio, cool.
It's convenience, isn't it? It just allows you to focus on what you need to focus on.
And that's what agents, and that's what managers, like, they focus on doing that. Good managers will always say, I don't want my artist to think about anything else other than the music. Like, I will figure out everything else. Just focus on the music and we'll do the rest.
I think it's best to just let the artists work how they work best. Because no matter what I do, I need to know what's going on.
Yeah, of course.
If I don't know what's going on, I just sit in my house and think because I don't have the information. And because sometimes I might have a couple of arguments, it only means I think something bad. So it's best that I just have the information. That's how I work best. I couldn't have anyone be negotiating deals or doing this and having conversations and I'm not involved and I'm just the last to know everything. No.
I think that they do though. I think that usually it just works in it like before a deal is made. Obviously,
trust me. There's a lot of artists out here. There's a lot of people out here that don't know what the hell's happening, fam.
Yeah, it's true. I'm more looking at good managers. They don't talk to
their accountants. They don't talk to their agents. They don't really talk to no one. They just wait for things to be landing on their lap.
Yeah.
Bro, this is your career. If you want to make sure that your career is looked after, big man, look after it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean you don't hire people to monitor stuff, but you're just delegating work essentially. Yeah. You know the work that's taking place. Because some man don't know until... And I didn't know.
I think the majority of good managers don't do it like that, though.
Well, no, what?
I think the majority of good managers don't do it that way, though.
When did you get dropped?
When we had management back in the day, I
did you
didn't
get
monitor
bummed?
nothing. I didn't monitor nothing.
Oh,
I just
okay.
done whatever was said. And then when it came to the conversation of, well, this is taken off, that's taken off, and you lot are just a bit meh. You're like, rah, all I did was what you said.
Oh, yeah.
I actually just did what you said and I failed. How can I do what you say and fail? Say, oh,
I guess
I was Ja Rule.
Nah.
Now I'm just
You
Ja.
could only put that
I
type
rule
of
everything.
my personality is not set up like that anyway. So regardless of who I would be managed by, I need to know what's going on. You have to kind of communicate.
You know, when you're young, you're naive,
Of
you're
course.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I would have run after the fucking cheesecake for this
Yeah,
guy.
of course.
You said
When
to me,
you're older, you just
walk
know
to-
better, innit?
Yeah.
Or when you experience things, you know better. But yeah, like that is probably just how it would be for me anyway. But even then, like I think sometimes when some managers have certain credentials and they've done certain things and they've, you know what I mean, over a consistent period of time, you might put a little bit more trust in them and leave them to do certain things than you would with somebody that you're building something together with. But for me, regardless, either one of the two dynamics, I kind of, at this stage in my life, I need to know what's going on.
But going back to the original point, Ja Rule's at L. That's what we can't
Do
forget.
you know what I wanted to bring up? Did you guys see that? I don't know if you want to speak about it. Maybe you want to cut it out. I don't know.
No, go on.
Go for it.
Did you not see the whole snips back and forth with JP the other day?
Oh my God,
see
I
that?
saw one thing
That was
and I
crazy.
was
What
so
happened?
upset.
What happened?
I was so
I think
upset. Go on.
JP had put an article in Complex about like the golden era. I don't know. Maybe I'm misquoting it.
Yeah.
But something like the golden era of UK urban hip hop music or grime or whatever.
Okay, for people who don't know, JP works at Complex. He's a
Really nice
journalist.
person.
Yeah.
But it seems like everything started from 2006 onwards or 2007 onwards.
2007.
So you saw it. Then,
I saw the tweet.
So Snips is kind of like, hold on, what about before that? Do you know what I'm saying? None of that is going to be mentioned in the history of our culture. And they ended up doing this back and forth. You know, Snips is a bit of a rag old guy on
It
Twitter.
got personal, innit?
It got very personal. Where like, you know,
I feel like it always gets personal with Snips though. It
yeah.
always somehow finds its way.
But I feel like Snips had a point.
and I
though.
love, of course, Snips
Because all we
always
say
has a
now,
point.
Kalashnikov sagas is just not going to be included in this.
But it's kind of what we were saying earlier,
Kalashnikov
though.
was a G.
It's what we were
Fuck
saying
it.
That
earlier.
first album is classic.
But it's what we were saying earlier.
Major contributor
Let
to
me see
this,
if I
to
can
the scene
find
that
it.
we have now.
So do you agree Snips had a point?
Yes, he had a point.
So why did Chucky say what he said?
What that he's got? That
You can have a point.
I don't
because
think-
you said it always gets personal
Yeah, it
with
does.
Snips.
I
So
feel
if
like
he
it
has
does.
a point, why does it have to get personal?
Personal.
I haven't seen anything, so I don't know. But I've just taken two bits of information,
Yeah.
and I know Snips and I know JP. I love them both. I was at Snips' event the other day. I got into a bit of an argument with my baby mum on FaceTime. I had to leave early. That's me being honest. Now, I ordered an Uber. I fucked off. But I just think with Snips, I think because he cares so much about this, like this is his life.
He knows what he's talking about as well.
He knows
Oh,
what
yeah,
he's
yeah,
talking
yeah,
about.
yeah. He's very
He shouldn't
good.
have
Yeah.
this argument if he feels that the other person is not. Because you
But I
shouldn't
think,
get personal.
but
with
no,
one
but I
person
think the
cussing
reason,
each
but the
other.
reason, if I might be wrong. I should have really print screened everything.
No, but I
screenshot.
saw one thing.
But I
I've got
know
it on my phone.
JP had said something about Snips, but didn't tag him. It was like he kind of indirected him.
Yeah, but
And then-
JP
and
shouldn't
then-
do that
So
as
what-
well.
And then Snips actually hit him up and then challenged him on his indirect and
Yeah.
then called him a neek or something.
Oh, is that where it started?
Yeah, I saw that.
Wait, is
I
that
saw
where it started?
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, well then that's fair enough then. Then it has then in that context then it has got like it can get personal.
I don't know JP, like, you know what I'm saying? I know he does work for Complex. I don't know if he knows his stuff pre-2006 and maybe that's why he didn't put it in, or maybe he just has a difference of opinion. But it's interesting to see that pre-2006 and post-2006 are like people who are fans of different eras of those eras retrospectively it's like there's been a split in the game where you can see where the game's gone, and
Yeah.
the people who respect the people that came before them
Yeah.
normally don't respect the future, and the people who've taken the game to where it is now don't
Very
respect the past.
interesting point.
And that's very interesting about our scene over
Very
here.
interesting point. But you know one thing as well? It was like we were talking before when Soulja Boy comes in the scene and he goes 50 cents, his inspiration.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you see that word inspiration, it's very personal. So if I say to
Well, he said that's his
you,
old
my
school.
generation, my old school, and my things that were really, really personal to me was Wiley, if I say that's my golden generation, I'm well within my right. I haven't read the article. If JP has placed that article on Complex and made it seem like that what he's saying is gospel and this is actually the essential golden era of hip, then we've got a massive argument.
I don't think
But
he was though.
I think JP was probably just giving his 2 pence. He's giving his opinion.
His opinion.
And I just don't think that it should ever get personal if that's what I feel. I could be wrong, but that's just what I feel. And then Snips can come across and say, well, as an opposing argument, you should take into consideration these things that they influence that. And then you can have a conversation about that.
Because someone
I
said,
found a tweet. This is the thing as well.
It's horrible.
When I saw the tweet,
Pause. What time is it?
It's 6 minutes past 1. We'll go in a minute.
No, it's all right. I got a bit of time. Go on.
All right. So like, when I saw the tweet, it was obviously about what you said, but I saw it as he was talking about specific years of the golden era of road rap music. That's how I interpret.
Road rap predates 2006.
Of course, but he's talking about the golden. That's in his opinion, though. In his
opinion, I know why he'll say that's the golden, because for
What
it to
about
be
Morris
golden,
Delta? Was Morris Delta seen as road rap?
We'll say that again.
Morris Delta.
No. Well,
Why not? That's the question. Why not? They're speaking about the roads.
and you know what the kid of is?
I guess so.
I can't even comment. That
would that a golden?
about
Would you say that was a
Universal
golden era though? Would you say?
That's the
Would you
thing.
would you
Okay.
say it's a golden era?
constitutes
Because
a golden
this is
era?
the thing, yeah. Like I don't think that he's saying that road rap didn't exist prior to that point. But it seemed to me, I can't speak for the guy, but I'm just saying how I saw it. It seems to me that he's saying that from this time here, this was the golden era of UK road rap.
There
All right.
definitely was a boom
Let me
at
say
that time.
something. Let me land. I think I can understand it in football terms. So
Okay, go
if
on.
I say from 96 to 2004, Arsenal were lit, or 2005, 2006, Arsenal were
2004.
absolutely lit, or 2005 because we beat. I say we were lit, yeah? But I'll say the golden era was 2004. That doesn't take away what everyone done before, like Tony Adams and the fucking Winterburns.
that's true. That's
It
a good
doesn't
way-
take
that's a
away
good way
from
of
them.
putting it,
They're
yeah.
great. They were great. But you see that era in 2004, them man just done it a little bit better for me.
Yeah.
It doesn't take away from the work at the previous done, because without them, we don't even have the golden era.
Yeah.
But that doesn't take away from that being the golden era.
But I think I think there was.
I don't know,
Do you know
but
what? To be
this is
honest,
just my opinion,
all
man.
of this that I'm saying now might be like completely misquoted, but this is what I understood. Someone had said something about the success of road rap as well being a part to play in the fact that we've only done it from this generation to that, right? But someone had mentioned that Kalashnikov's first album had sold 40,000 copies.
But okay,
So 40,000 times 10, what's that? 400,000.
yeah. But would you say?
And that's independent.
I hear you, but
But
do you know
you're-
what? Wait. Let me just say this, yeah, and that's a valid point.
Who's
the
making more
thing
cake?
the thing that I think keeps getting lost is the golden era. So yeah, there might have been one Don that did that. Yeah, and that's amazing. But was it a golden era?
And I'm going to go back to my football point. My favourite player of all time is who? Ian Wright. But he's not in my golden era, because he was gone by then. But it doesn't stop him being my favourite player.
No, of
so
course
my
not, yeah.
Kalashnikov's album can still be my favourite album of all time.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean it came out in a golden era. That was just a good album. And I just want to find those opposing arguments just so there can be none of... I
think it's fine for somebody to say that wasn't the golden era and before.
Yeah.
that was the
Yeah,
golden
no, it
era.
is. It just-
if
it was
you can make
interesting to me.
if you can make if you can make a good argument for why that is, then that's cool. But I still think that I don't think that JP's argument doesn't stand.
No,
Like,
it
I still
doesn't,
think
it
that it
doesn't.
does. I think his argument still
It
stands.
still stands.
Because I feel like, for me personally, I feel like it was a golden era. Just the impact that was like just all the different dynamics that was happening at that time. But that definitely doesn't mean that things wasn't happening before that.
Yeah,
because
and I think
clearly-
that should be included in whatever article he writes about it.
But okay,
I don't
cool.
think it
But
should.
do you know what? Yeah,
I don't think it should though. Do you know why?
on.
Because maybe he's not the person to talk about it because he
That's
doesn't care
true.
about it. I'd rather you talk about it. I'd rather Snips talk about it. Do you know why? Because you don't care about it. I don't like when people talk about things they don't care about.
True.
Because they get things wrong, they misquote it, and they don't speak about it
Word.
with the same intensity and passion as the things that they do care about. So if we all talk about what we care about, it's a much fucking better world.
No, that's true.
I think the biggest problem in this situation is something that manifests and happens too many fucking times. It's like we're not allowed to believe what we believe.
Yeah, I know.
Like that's what it looks like when haven't seen any of the tweets, but I don't want to see Snips and JP arguing.
It was actually a bit mad. I was like, right, I got bare personal. Like,
why are they doing that?
If I have a difference of opinion with someone, I don't think I'd make it on a personal thing.
Nah, man. Snips is a great person. JP's a great person. JP's a great writer. Snips is a great DJ. Snips has great opinions. He articulates himself very well. I like the way JP talks about things as well. You just don't need to talk, but you don't need to be having a public argument for everyone's entertainment. That's not your purpose within this world.
I'll read because this is what I saw. This is what I saw. So obviously he put out the link about the golden era thing, whatever, and then I saw MK.
Yeah, shout out DJ MK.
Yeah, MKG. That's he's Dizzy Rascal's DJ as well, by the way. But he's been at it for a long time. But yeah, he said something about the same thing. Like it existed before, whatever. And then I didn't see all of the back and forth, but I did see JP say the backpackers are at it again. I said what I said, laughing emoji. 2007 to 2014 were the golden years of UK rap / road rap, a scene that wasn't accepted by the UK hip hop arena. If you read the piece, it clearly says it very clearly in a gig slide. This is a specific time, and that's it.
So, thing is, though, we see this talk about backpackers, this backpack rapping and shit that they're talking about.
The lyrical miracle
is
spill.
Kalashnikov backpack rap?
No way.
No
way.
Okay, no.
Is Morris Delta backpack rap?
No.
Would you say Out the Ville? Do you remember?
I don't remember Out the
I don't know. I know. But this is what I will say, yeah.
But I trust your opinion
of
enough
course.
to know that if you're saying it in that
I
context,
don't think
maybe okay. All right.
Street rap.
It is street rap, but maybe
it wasn't in art. See the street rap thing. All right, this is my opinion. Yeah,
go for it.
Boom!
Hit them. Pop your chest out, my G. Yeah, go on, my G. Go on.
The UK hip hop scene has always been divided on lines of color. I'll be honest with you, color and mostly territory where people are from. A lot of UK hip hop, a lot of it's like at one stage it was pretty northern.
Yeah.
So a lot of people from where we're from couldn't relate to a lot of the UK hip hop scene.
Yeah.
Couldn't relate because it wasn't really representing where we're from.
A lot of men in Nottingham used to rap and shit. So
yeah. Like Out the Villa from Nottingham, by the way. And then like, so I feel like when it started changing with people like Morris Delta, started changing with people like, let's say Kalashnikov, I don't want to keep mentioning his name over and over again.
He's lit.
He's
a very good example.
Of course.
He represented us.
Yeah.
But he was in a scene that was predominantly full of people that aren't like us.
Okay, and that's where the backpack comes from, though.
That's the thing, that's not backpack,
when they
though.
say,
The
so
style of
listen,
music.
so when people say backpack, I don't think I think it's a term that's used loosely.
It is, and it's a
used
stupid term to use.
But I don't think that like it comes from you looking at the actual rapper as the backpacker. It's the people that were listening to the music.
Oh, so
what
is
I'm
it like
saying?
this? Just so I get some clarity. There's 100 people in the room. Like 90 of them were backpack rappers, and 10 of them were like Kalashnikov. So then that makes it even more of a point that JP's saying.
It's like how people use hipster. It's like how people use hipsters.
Do you understand where I'm coming from? If it's predominantly backpack, then it can't be a golden generation for rap.
But I think someone like Kalashnikov split. Like he was a change,
definitely,
because he was getting played on Deja.
But that doesn't make him part of the golden generation. He's the part. What he done was started the change, and then when the change was cemented, that becomes the golden generation.
Right.
All that he done was he took the bullets. He had to be the man that maybe doesn't get mentioned nowadays. Too tough. We should say his name more because of what he's done. It probably allowed all of this to happen. So he's probably more integral than niggas even know. But it doesn't mean he was part of a golden generation.
I hear you.
It doesn't take away from his work though. His work is mad. Like I used to watch that video on Channel U and think to myself, why am I so enthralled with this? Because I'm not a rude boy. I'm so far from it.
But you don't have to be a rude boy to listen to that though.
No, but sometimes in my world, I just listen to what I was around and surrounded myself with a lot. So I listened to a lot of funk and so on and so forth because that's just where my life was. But when I heard Kalashnikov, I was like, nah. And I was on American rap as well. I wasn't even really on English rap like
I wasn't either.
But when I heard Kalashnikov, I was like...
Kalashnikov was like the start.
Then I heard this from Stamford Hill. That's down the road. I'm like, this guy's lit. Well, I wouldn't have said that back then, but do you understand where I'm coming from? So I think JP has points. I think Snips has points. But my problem is not necessarily discussing the points because I think that we're all able to discuss that. My problem is people's attitudes on Twitter from our world. I don't want that to be an advertisement for this beautiful world. We all know there's violence happening in it. We all know there's egos and so on and so forth. But to have egos about this from come on, guys.
Twitter's just
dumb though,
it's
man.
just a bit
Twitter
mad
does
sometimes.
But it's just dumb.
again, even
But I do find it very entertaining. I proper
At
check
times.
Snips' tweets to see what
I do as well, but you know what, yeah? Let's be real, like, JP and Snips, we're all adults now, we're big guys. Yeah. You know, when it's 17-year-olds, I'm like, let the kids be kids, fam. But when we get older now, like, Snips is married, he's in a good relationship.
I'm sure they must have each other's numbers.
Just phone
I'm sure they have each
just
other.
You don't
text,
even
man.
have to have it. You can just request
DM.
it. You can request it.
Yeah.
I know if I get that heated with someone, I need to hear their voice.
Yeah.
If
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
really that heated,
Yeah.
I need to know what is actually
Listen,
going on.
I'm not even going to say any names, but there's been a bunch of times where there's been conversations that's happened on Twitter, and for me, I'm perceiving it to be a certain way. Go through my phone, bam. Yo, Wagwan, let's have this conversation, innit? Because I need to do this over the phone just because I need to sense that what's happening here.
Yeah.
If I was young, I'd be entertaining this all day and I might throw in a few words in there just to kind of spice up this argument to rouse somebody up a bit. But now as adults, I'm trying to have this, if it starts to go a certain type of way or I'm starting to feel a certain type of way, I'm just going to ring you and I'm going to have this conversation with you. But do you know what? With that being said,
That's
it's
the best
entertaining
way.
for everyone else. But what I will say is, and entertainment for everyone else, it's mad though. That's a mad thing in itself because someone can get hurt because of entertainment for everyone else. But I think it is almost the same thing as well of what like when people used to just say, like hipsters, like, oh yeah, hipsters fuck with that or whatever. It's like it's just used. It's used very loosely, but it's like it's maybe the rapper or the artist isn't a hipster themselves, but the people that are listening to it or a certain demographic of people have hipsterish sort of a likeness in it. So that's why some people will just instantly throw it in a box and just say that. But I don't think it is. But that's the thing that I'm about to say.
I don't even. You know how they say gigs is grime? It's just as simple as that.
Yeah, but that's the
ignorant.
point I'm making.
And I know-
That's
I
essentially the
must
point.
know you.
That's
I
essentially the point I'm making.
Yeah, it's ignorant as fuck,
It's essentially
Gigs is
the point
grime.
I'm
Who
making.
says that?
bro. The demographic of people that don't know our world will say, yeah, I listen to grime and mention gigs. There was one time I mentioned Section Boys as well. I see Unknown T giving grime lectures about. Come on, bro, man. It's just people are
Unknown
ignorant.
T's
Man.
giving a grime lecture.
It's a long story, man. Unknown T's so lit. They should make him always be the littest in what he does, fam. Don't mix all of these things and make it all interracial and stuff, fam.
Yeah, I hear
It's
that.
like, what the hell?
I hear that. Don't worry about it. It's fine. It's full.
Sorry.
But yeah, bro. Thanks for coming. Anyway.
No, thank you guys for having me, man.
Yeah, what's the
Appreciate
name
it.
of your podcast again?
It's called the Listen Up Podcast. You can find it on kiki.co.uk. We're dropping a second episode soon. We're gonna have some new content coming soon, video content as well. And we're hoping to like put on, a lot of people who are unfamiliar with the producers that we really rate and put them to the forefront. Also as well, I've got my own projects coming out this year. My artist name is KNAT13. You can Google me and check my stuff out, man.
Safe. And I just want to throw out there, no, I don't want to have a conversation with everyone. So I know that people are going to see like Poet has brought somebody through. I might occasionally bring somebody through, but I don't want to have a conversation with everyone.
Oh yeah, this is my brethren. This is genuinely my brethren.
Yeah,
We've had arguments. We've hated it. Well, I hated him.
Yeah.
He hated me. I love him.
Yeah.
Like I don't give it.
I just throw that out there for people.
Everyone.
Just please, I don't like. Yeah. I'll shout you.
Nah.
I'll shout you. But yeah,
No, I
man,
appreciate
thanks
you
for that.
guys for having me though, man.
Yeah,
Much
wicked, man, bro.
appreciated. All right, man.
Safe, man.